This one is about autism and waiting. Right now, I'm waiting, and it's very difficult because when, as autistic individuals, we naturally like routine and we crave routine and that stability. So when I don't have routine and I don't know exactly what's going on, what to expect, it's very hard. So right now, I actually ordered something. I ordered a package. The package said that it would be delivered a few days ago. Then on the due date, it wasn't delivered, then it got deferred to the next day. Then it was delivered, but I wasn't home to sign for the package, so it's supposed to be delivered today. And now I'm waiting for it, and I just hope that they actually deliver it because it's been frustrated, even though it was only a few days, waiting for something and waiting for something, and I feel like I can't move on until that one task is finished. This is something I really struggle with across different tasks in my life, though, and so do other people on the autism spectrum. Because I think that it's a part of executive dysfunction, honestly. A lot of us struggle with waiting in what I've heard called time limbo, or just that waiting period where you feel like you can't do anything until that one task is done. It's very hard. Let me set you guys down. So it's actually some tech I'm going to use to make more YouTube videos with you guys because I really want to connect with you on here. And I think that this is it's a new community for me. When it comes to autism spectrum disorder, there are not many places you can discuss it without causing an uproar. But when I make autism content, I usually post it on TikTok. But since TikTok may be banned in the future, I really want to cultivate this community on YouTube because I want to meet you guys. And I know not everyone on here is nice. Like, I'm not new to social media. I get hate comments on TikTok, I get hate comments on here. But I just wanted to come and talk about the waiting and the time limbo because it's so frustrating. And if I could just get over that and manage to multitask, that is, focus on something currently while I'm waiting for the other thing, then I think I would be in a much better position. One way of doing that is breaking up your task into smaller, tinier steps that you can complete as time passes. Maybe like a physical list would help. Sometimes it helps me to realize that there is a real task there. I always have to write it down on my whiteboard by my bedroom door. That's where I put all of my tasks or something that I'm worrying about, because if I write it down, I can get it out of my head and it makes things a lot easier. Just to not have to hold everything, everything's trapped inside, all your emotions and expectations you have for yourself. It's hard. So write it down. I think it's great to keep a journal. Sometimes I even keep a journal open while I'm studying because it helps me to write down all of my extra thoughts. Like when I have thoughts, that just pop into my head. I think it is possible that I have ADHD. ADHD is often it's comorbid with autism. So many people have ADHD and autism, or autism and borderline personality disorder, or autism and OCD. I feel like autism and OCD actually have a lot in common because we do tend to have rigid routines, like they present similarly, even though the origin of each issue is different. Like with OCD, if you look it up, the disorder, it can have a lot of rumination, it has a lot of rumination struggles, and that is something that people in the autism spectrum um, struggle with as well. And so it's hard for us to let things go. Like it has, we just get locked on. I remember there was this character from Skins. I don't know if you've ever watched it, Skins UK. It's so good. It's so entertaining, and I love watching these British teenagers just run over town and do bad stuff. And like, I don't know, they're just bad. They're just bad kids. They get involved in things they shouldn't. and I was never like that. I was never a wild child, so I'm entertained by living vicariously through them. But anyway, Skins UK has an autistic character. His name is JJ, and when he often struggles with like one thing, he gets so focused, he gets hyper focused on one thing, and he does have rigid special interests of his own. Like I think he was into some kind of like little rockets he would build or something, little figurines of machines, of or planes. So he would often get locked on to one issue, and they were like, "JJ, like you're getting locked on, you're getting locked on." And he's like, "Oh, sorry." And so I know that not all autism characters are great, but I thought that he was a partially relatable autistic character, and I did like him. I do think that he was a bit of a stereotype in his presentation, but I do think that he is an accurate depiction of someone on the spectrum. Maybe not the average individual with autism, but I think they did a good job of sort of explaining that he takes things literally and he doesn't really understand all their silly social conventions and like their um I don't know, the teenage drama of it all. And he is kind of relatable in that way. He looks at things in a different way. And so I think that's a good character. But I always try to recommend characters to people, like autistic characters, when I'm talking about autism because I think that we're so underrepresented in the media. And so when we have an autistic character that is good, it's important. But he struggles with that sort of thing, that cognitive dysfunction. Executive dysfunction. So many people on the spectrum have executive dysfunction and struggle with things like waiting and waiting and waiting for something to happen. And honestly, suspense does really get to me for that same reason. And I think it's because I just hate surprises. I need to know exactly what's going on, or I'm uncomfortable. And even when I was a kid, I hated the Jack in the Box because I never knew when it was going to just pop out. And I hated that. It was so scary, but I actually do like horror movies. So that's like a bunch of surprises and scary. But sometimes it's expected, sometimes it's predictable, but I think it's because it's contained. Like I like to experience things I wouldn't normally like to experience in real life when it's contained on the televisions. I can pause it, I can rewind, or just turn it off. Like I have immediate escape from that situation. But yes, waiting is so hard. And if you guys have any tips for waiting, please put them in the comment section because we all need help. Okay, take care of yourself. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and turn on those notifications so you know when I'm posting a video. Thank you. Bye bye.